the son of what we're doing.
Hi, welcome to the 135th.
I was going to say, there's 100 other hours. Woo! 135!
Yeah. Hour of Adventurers Wanted. Just a reminder that this performance, like all of our performances, is a relaxed performance. That means that if you need to hop out and come back in during the hour, that's absolutely fine. There's a relaxed attitude to sound and movement in the audience for the benefit of people who struggle being still and silent. There won't be any sudden loud noises. The lights should stay like this throughout. These lights will always stay on. We're having a bit of a glitch with some of the hotel lights. But if they do go off, then I will get them back on within 10 seconds. No one looks like they need any hearing loop headsets. If they did, my name's Chloe. I'm just over there, but I will hand you now over to our very capable Games Master, Leo.
Hello! Oh, thanks very much. My name is Leo. I am the Games Master for this hour, the last hour of the first session of the day. This is Adventurers Wanted. What on earth is going on? Well, it's a tabletop role-playing game, which means that the four people on my left and right here individually control characters unique to them, and I, as the Games Master, control the rest of the world. The enemies that they fight, the allies they make, and from time to time, the giant snake gods that they invoke. Which happened in the last hour. We'll come to that in a moment. We use dice to mediate amongst ourselves, just to try and keep things fair or hilariously unfair sometimes, meaning that you can succeed spectacularly against the odds, or you can fail at just trying to unstack a barrel of wine, can't you, Reese?
It's not fun.
No, it is fun.
Game.
It's a fun game.
A fun game.
We're playing a fun game. So the story so far, obviously there's 134 hours of backstory, so I won't give you it all, but very briefly, the players' characters are members of the crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, a scientific research vessel which awakened an evil dead god, and in trying to get as you do, tried to get away from this dead god, now woken, they cast a spell that was far too powerful for any of them to reasonably control, which spun them into a brand new reality, completely removed from the one that they knew. And they have spent the rest of the time, the last sort of month in the universe, trying to get home, trying to recreate the tablet so they could cast the spell again. In the last little arc, the allies that they made, the Queens of the Thundercrest Isles, Abelzim and Tabris, and the third one is Elowyn, but she wasn't really involved on this particular quest. They have asked the players to uncover and expose a secret cult of the Snake Mother, which are these run by these Nif, these horrible snake people that are known for their savagery and bloodthirsty nature. But in uncovering this cult, it turns out that they seem, at the moment, to be fairly nice. They meet a Nif, an elder Nif, who looks kind of human, except with some snake-like features, yellow eyes. She blinks vertically rather than horizontally. The very last thing that happened was seeing an opportunity to spread the word of the Snake Mother. This Nif, Nakuk, summoned the god herself to come and chat with the party, have a chat with some gods. We'll jump straight back into that in a moment. But first, why don't we meet our players and their characters? So tell me your name, tell me your character's name, and tell me a little bit about the context, their backstory.
We're going in from the middle.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Right, good.
We'll go from the middle.
Right, my name's Naomi. I'm playing Brina Froddle. Brina is the head of arcane research on the Spirit of the Horizon, and is pleasantly surprised about how well this all seems to be going after the weirdness in the house earlier.
Reese.
Excellent. Hello, my name is Reese Lord, and I am playing Galbert Twinkletoes, the halfling monk. Galbert, once upon a time, was the cleaner on the Spirit of the Horizon, then got promoted to head cleaner, and then got promoted to quartermaster. Don't ask about the promotional system upon the Spirit of the Horizon. I'm still figuring it out.
I got my job fair and square, just FYI.
My name's Jane. I'm playing a halfling rogue named Portia, and I'm a lookout on the boat.
Lovely. The more lookouts we get, the more breaks you get. So that's good. What about yourself?
I'm Jennifer, and I'm playing Xena.
Cool.
I'm a human researcher.
Fantastic. What class are you? What's your? Is it fighter that you're doing?
Fighter.
Fantastic, awesome. And you're part of the research crew.
Also.
Great. So,
It has a mark next to
Portia and Xena, you've heard this happen to a lot of your crewmates,
explain that to you,
but it's never happened to you yet. And it's happening now. A gold spark is playing across your skin, glowing, making your vision difficult, and there's a tang on your tongue as if you've been had a penny in your mouth, and then suddenly you are teleported from where you were, and you stand next to a gnome and a halfling. Brina, Lieutenant Brina, head of the Magical Research Department. You'd know her very well, Xena, as part of her research team. And the Quartermaster, whom, of course, everybody would know quite well. But, Portia, what were you doing the moment before you were teleported to this area? What were you doing on the ship?
What was I doing?
Yeah, what were you up to?
Taking a break.
Yeah, sure, fantastic. You just
Not doing my job.
not doing your job.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What about you, Xena?
Researching marine life.
Oh yeah, fantastic. How were you researching? Was it a book, or were you dissecting something, or?
Computer.
Oh, okay. So just to be clear, we're in a fantasy world, so sort of 15th century level of technology. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
The most advanced technology we currently have is cannons.
Is gunpowder? Yeah.
A book then.
A book. Okay. Yeah. No worries. And that book comes with you as you teleport into this area, and. You might be a little bit panicked because what you see ahead of you is 5 Arabi women, and these are very tall women with very pale skin and a glow behind their eyes, as if there's something celestial about them. And in the middle of them is this Nif woman, a half snake kind of creature, who looks, she's got 2 legs, she's bipedal, she's humanoid, but like I say, she has these greeny yellow scales running up her neck from underneath her clothing. The nose is slightly flattened, and her eyes blink the wrong way. And when you look at them, they are yellow and with a slit down the middle. And behind her is a massive green snake. How are you feeling about that, Portia? How do you react?
I'm terrified.
Yeah, I would be too. Yeah, standard.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything seems to be on the level. We shouldn't be in any danger.
It's a god.
It's a god.
Goddess?
Goddess, yeah, snake mother.
Gotta remember to. What's the correct word there?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The snake leans down over the Arabian, the Nif, and leans right up close to you and whispers, "So, you 4 are not from this plane.
Correct.
Where do you come from, creatures?"
We're from Sirica.
I do not know this place.
That is fair.
But you have been kind to my servants. If you would do a favour for a god, you can show further kindness yet.
What would the favour be?
My people, my beloved Nif, have been hoodwinked by a creature of savagery and blood, Gaxk. I would have you dethrone him and put me back in my rightful place.
And just to be clear, you're the one who's against taking life and all that stuff.
Life is holy, but so is death.
But ritual sacrifice isn't part of your gambit.
No.
Good. Okay, that's fine. We seem to be on the right side here.
The unnecessary death saddens me.
Saddens me too.
Yeah, me too.
Me 3.
Portia's not. Yeah.
I'm hiding behind all of you at the moment.
Cool. Roll a stealth check for me.
You can only hide behind her, really. So. I'm a gnome.
So you've got a bank of skills there. They're alphabetized.
Roll stealth, was that?
Yep.
So, yep. Plus 11. So 14 plus 11 is what you got. So that's 25? 25.
25? Okay, cool. Yeah, you are definitely hiding. Like, you are well hidden behind
So hidden.
behind Xena. Yeah, you've just come up to about 3.5 foot. So Xena, as the tallest member of the party, about how tall would Xena be?
6 foot.
6 foot? Yeah, sure. At about 6 foot, yeah, she can easily obscure you, and you just hide behind her quickly. The snake god leans down some more and says, "You will travel to Nagar, to the east of where you are now, and you will find the priests of Gagsk and remove them from power. Do you agree?"
Just a quick question.
Yes.
By remove from power, do you mean discredit their power?
Remove them from power however you need to.
Oh, okay, so we can keep them alive.
You can. And as I said, an unnecessary death saddens me. But these priests' deaths would not be unnecessary. If they need to die, they shall.
Getting a lot of mixed signals.
It's like how Queen Abelson said earlier, don't kill them if they're not going to kill the Queen. Queen Tabris.
Oh, no, that's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean...
Like, if there's a death that will benefit everyone, then it's okay. It's a really moral grey ground.
Ooh!
Okay,
It's a moral
Sorry,
grey
the
ground.
Bachelor of Arts and Philosophy just turned in my soul there.
Like, I think, essentially, if people are killing people,
then they should face necessary justice?
I guess. I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable with all of this.
Oh no, I don't want to ask moral questions. I just like hitting things with sticks.
I thought you were not about that life anymore, Galbert.
I'm not about hitting them to kill them. I'm more like, I'm trying to knock out as much as possible.
We will try not to kill them.
Are there any further queries?
If we do this for you,
Yes.
is there any way you'd be able to help us get back to our plane of existence?
I can look into that.
Thank you.
But I give you no promises.
It's okay.
We
You try.
appreciate the effort.
That said, in the temples of Nagar, there are many items of great magical importance.
Now, we're using a code word for the items we're looking for. MacGuffin?
What's the question?
Would there be a piece of a brown soapstone tablet potentially in that temple?
If I were to say there was, you would go there, would you not?
Yeah.
You would fight your way to it if necessary, and you would take it by force.
If we had to, we'd rather.
Then there is.
Can I insight a god?
Can we insight a god? Can we try?
You can roll insight checks. Sure.
That is an 8, so I'm going to know everything.
That's a 27.
I mean, whoa.
Oh.
Her face is a snake. It's very difficult to tell whether a snake is lying, especially with the cultural undertones that you grew up with about snakes being liars. But you get a feeling that this god just wants what she told you that she wants, and even if she's lying now, she'd owe you a solid. Like if
I mean, a god owning us a solid is a pretty
and she'd
great
follow
idea.
through. She'd follow through. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Is that an agreement?
Absolutely.
On behalf of your whole crew.
That's a more you area.
I'm sure if I speak with Captain Golan, he would be happy to be putting a stop to more violence in this world. He does like that as a mission statement.
Captain Golan's had a very interesting story arc, by the way. He now has a pet griffin.
Right.
Then we agreed. And she, excuse me, then she looks down at the snake humanoid, the Nif below her, and she moves down gently just above her and says, Nakuk, you have done well, my child. And then she just disappears. She's gone.
Nakuk. Is that correct pronunciation?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
You've been to this island.
And
before,
Nakuk is sweating now slightly. She looks like that was pretty hard work for her.
Can I press
Hand her a
digitation? No, I'm going to press digitation to sweat off her forehead.
Sure.
You've been to this island before, yes?
Nagar is my homeland. That is where I am from.
We could really use a guide.
I shall not go back there.
Please.
She might be persecuted if she goes back there.
I cannot go back there. Did you not listen to my story? I escaped, and you would have me go back?
Under our protection. I understand if it's too difficult. I understand if you say no, but...
I am saying no.
Could you at least give us an idea of where we would find the temple on the island?
I can draw you a map.
That would be perfect.
I'm just saying, I think your assistance would be greatly appreciated by the Snake Mother. Just saying.
Galbert?
I am the one who brought you her champions to her. I have assisted enough.
Galbert, we're not going to take someone who's had to flee their homeland for fear of violence and persecution back to their homeland.
This is getting really political and I'm going to stop.
Art mirrors life, my friends.
Damn it.
Okay, we're going to go. When she's finished the map, we're going to go back to the ship. We're going to go.
Okay, she takes about half an hour to finish the map. Is there anything you guys would like to do in this time? No? Fantastic.
No
That's
questions.
How are you feeling about that entire encounter?
I've come out of hiding.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm feeling a bit better about it. Rejoin the group.
What about yourself, Xena? From the eyes of a researcher, a marine researcher, yes, but from the eyes of a researcher, how do you walk away from that encounter?
Interesting.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And I imagine you'll be taking notes here on in. Probably in the margins of that book that you brought with you from the ship. Right. So, the four of you, receive your map of Nagar. It doesn't mean much to you anymore at the moment, because obviously you don't have any landscape context. But from looking at the map, you can tell that Nagar is one of the largest islands that you will have come across on this planet.
We need to go back via Queen Tabris, I think.
I think that might be wise.
Tell her they're not going to kill her,
Also, good idea.
and that they're going to stop the graffiti.
Yep.
You spend your time winding your way back down the mountainside towards the Palace of Many Flowers. Off in the distance, you can see Fishton, where you were. And above you, of course, you can see that constant rolling thunderstorm that never seems to leave this place in peace. And as you reapproach the Palace of Thousand Flowers, it's approaching nighttime, and that is the time when this place starts to kick off. And there is lots of worshippers there at the moment, and they're all drinking and chatting and shaking hands and hugging and talking. And as always, Tabris is up on her chaise-long throne with a glass of wine in her hand, the centre of the jollity. This beautiful woman with very pale skin and very thin pupils, tiny little pupils behind her eyes that glow slightly. She looks almost like an elf in her appearance, and she's currently laughing at a joke. You're approached by Thazel, the purple-gowned woman who you knew as Tabris's major domo, who you met earlier. She goes, "You're back. What news do you bring?"
So, the graffiti's going to stop.
This is good.
The Nif that's here, it's just one Nif, is worshipping not Gask but the Snake Mother. The Snake Mother means no harm. There's no sacrifice involved in their rituals, as far as we can tell. And the only meats they've been using have been purchased legally and are of animals that are normally eaten and not just
Like salmon.
Yeah, like salmon.
So there is literally nothing going on.
There's a new religion. It's harmless.
Okay.
Cool.
And she looks over at Tabris. Shall I tell her, or would you like to?
I
can
could go for a glass of wine.
I'll tell her.
And as soon as you say that, there's a serving boy who was just passing by who's like, "Oh," and he's got wine just there, and he offers it around.
Can I have one
Thank
too?
you very much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, no worries. And you're all starting to partake in the wine that is flowing in the Palace of 1,000 Flowers. So for the two of you who've not been here before, it's this beautiful sort of, in our world, almost Greco-Roman construction with columns all around the outside made out of this white stone that has been painted many colours, all the colours. And when you go inside, the main area inside the temple has just chaise longue everywhere, cushions, silks, cloths, and the entire floor is carpeted in feathers of all different colours. And hanging above now, where light is streaming magically down from, is a great bronze sculpture of a circle with feathers pointing outwards at all directions. You approach Tabris and she goes, "Ah, my champions, you're back!" Ooh.
Oh.
Wine.
We have news for you, Tabris.
What news do you bring?
That there is a Nif on the. There is a Nif on here in Greenglade, but she is not a follower of Gask. She's a follower of the Snake Mother. The Snake Mother means no harm. There's no ritual sacrifice.
How do you know the Snake Mother means no harm? This Snake Mother has sent her children out to paint. Do you know there was almost a riot earlier because the defacing of my Fishton, of the full sail in Fishton, defaced.
And the Nif that is here, and we helped clean it up, by the way, but the Nif that is
did you?
here, yes, we did. The Nif that's here
Can I just
did
say,
not.
your workers were very, very bad.
They need some training and
cleaning.
cleaning.
They're all bad down in Fishton, and there's a small titter around the around the throne as she says that.
Look, we've asked them to stop the graffiti. They said yes.
Good.
They're not going to sacrifice anyone.
Good.
They're not gonna kill you.
sacrificing anyone. They're not going to kill. And she has a moment where, I mean, Galbert, you remember that this is the very room that the assassination attempt took place, in the middle of the throes of a ritual. And she takes a moment and puts down her glass of wine and says, "This is good news, honestly. So I have nothing to fear from this Snake Mother then."
No.
Snake Mother.
This was said.
Okay.
Snake Mother.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. Nothing to fear at all.
We are going to assist with
Please sit down.
something.
I'm fine, honestly.
I'm not drunk. You're just blurry. We did offer some assistance, so we are going to be making our way. But if you could get word to Abelzim that everything is of good repute and everything's fine.
Hunky dory.
Bring out a chest of gold!
Wait, what?
Sure.
and Tabrid, like that's the exact reaction that the servants have. They're like, wait, what? Don't we didn't think there was a chest of gold prepped, and one of them just whispers up in her ear, and she goes, Abelzim will give you a chest of gold.
Thank you,
My
Tabrid.
sister will pay you well. Cheers!
Cheers.
And like the entire
Cheers.
exactly, the entire temple goes, hey, cheers! And then they all down their drinks, and the servant boys scurry around desperately trying to get people new drinks. This is teetering on the edge of orgiastic hedonism at this point.
Let us leave.
Sorry?
Are there games going on?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool. What sort of games?
There's card games, and there's bowls, and there are other games.
Can I play balls?
Yeah, sure.
Galbert, we've got to go. You can have one game of bowl.
Yes!
Roll a dexterity, an acrobatics check.
Would anyone else like to play bowls with
I'll have
Galbert?
a go.
I'll have
There
a
you
go.
go.
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Excellent.
So what, I need to
Stay! Enjoy the revelry!
Acrobatics,
And she
said.
falls back
Well,
into the
this
chair.
is a +8.
So what does that mean?
Probably good. So tell
That's
him
a
what you rolled and he'll
23.
tell you what it means.
23, okay.
I rolled 24.
Galbert, you line up the bowls.
Did we have money on this?
Well,
I was going to have a
a wager?
go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That one.
Well, why don't you play against Brino? Because it's a 2-player game.
Sure. Okay, you do your match and then we'll play.
Okay, so so Galbert, you release your bowl, and it just taps off of the jack, and the jack moves away ever so slightly. Whereas when you throw your bowl, it's perfectly curves, and it slows and it slows and it slows, and for a second you're like, oh no, I didn't put enough power on it, but then it just taps the jack and stays exactly there.
Oh, you're good.
Let's have a go.
Okay, so it's an
14.
acrobatics check, so roll.
Not gonna be as good.
7, and your acrobatics is +2, so
9.
9.
Okay.
This is not going to be as graceful a game that just happened.
Xena, you overcook slightly, and you're like, oh, this is easy. I can chuck a ball at a ball, like that's fine. And you throw the ball, and it rolls, and it smacks the jack, and it flies out of the way. Whereas Brina, you roll your ball, and it doesn't get anywhere near it, but it's still closer than Xena's now after she's smacked it out of the way.
The best kind of winning on a technicality.
All right. Give a man a chance to redeem himself. I bet you 4 gold I can beat you this time.
I raise you 4.
Ooh.
I bet 10 that I win.
Deal.
Deal.
10 gold. There's 10 gold on this.
Yeah.
12.
Galbert, describe to me what happens with this 12.
In a drunk cockiness,
You know,
Galbert
Gal-
steps forward, flicks the ball up with his foot, catches it, sneezes as it rolls down the green, whacking the jack way out of place.
oh well. Okay.
Okay, I got 21.
Portia, roll 21.
Yeah.
Okay, Portia, describe to us
Rogue mate.
how the grace and beauty of this bowls that.
Okay, little do you know, but where I come from, I'm a bowls master.
Someone who has proficiency in bowls.
With my eyes closed and one hand tied behind my back.
She smells the jack.
Yeah, perfect score.
You know, it was a game well won.
Hand over the cash, please.
Galbert takes his coin purse. There you go. That's everything I had.
Oh.
With pleasure.
I like Portia.
Okay, anything else that the 4 of you want to do at this party?
No, let's go.
Are you sure? There are more games to be played.
I
I'm sure.
will improvise this forever if you need. I will improvise this for 20 more minutes. No, we good? Fantastic. The four of you, PG-13, the four of you leave the party. Portia, rather proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Can I grab a bottle of wine on the way out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was only pretending to drink, guys, so joke's on you.
Oh, she was hustling. Came to hustle.
She had you the
What's
whole
hustling?
time.
Hustling.
Yeah.
Oh, Calvert, that's
You have
very
so
sweet.
much to learn.
Yeah. I thought I was naive.
Oh,
but
is this one of those things where you lie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it was probably done much in the monastery where you grew up.
No.
Where are the four of you headed?
To the ship.
Okay, just straight back to the ship.
And well, no, let's go to Applesham actually, unless anyone wants to say otherwise.
I mean, we weren't promised gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do need some gold. We're running low. She says, knowing there's at least a few hundred gold pieces left.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, let's go get our gold and take it back to the ship. It's on our way anyway.
Yeah, okay. So you head your way. It takes you, like I said, about 3 hours to walk around through Greenglade. And as you leave the very expensive rich areas, you have to walk, of course, through the not-so-rich areas, quite impoverished areas. And you see Fishton down on the South Sea.
I'm swigging wine, by the way, as we're doing this.
Okay, as you're heading
Okay.
slowly around the Caldera Island. There we go.
Now
Oh.
I
tea.
think this is wise.
And
What's happening?
roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, hang on. That is. It's 11.
It's not wise, it's wine.
That's not what. Don't worry, we were having some conversation.
Brina's confused for a moment. She's quite drunk. In fact, can you two roll me Constitution
Oh,
saving throws as
yay.
well, please?
This is something I'm great at.
So you'll roll your d20 there, and you'll see there's a box on the right in the middle.
No, it made me roll when I was
On
swinging
your
rum.
sheet, sorry.
Oh.
It says saving throws.
Ah.
Constitution saving throw there.
3.
Oh, you're plastered.
Would my monk ability where I'm immune to poison
That-
kick in?
19.
19. Xena, you're fine. Like, you are nowhere near drunk yet. You're barely even tipsy. I'm going to say that the monk ability where you're immune to poison will kick in at the point where you would be subject to alcohol poisoning.
Okay.
So
We
you
have
can
no more alcohol.
so you can still get very drunk without having to die.
That's fair.
There we go. You head back towards Lunes, the city of Zimian, the city which Queen Abelzim reigns over. It takes you about 3 hours to walk there, and it's very late by the time you get there. It's about midnight, midnight, which I know in the Fringe doesn't feel like it's very late. But back in medieval times,
And in
it
the
was
real
very
world.
late. And you approach the palace, but it doesn't. Nobody seems to be at home currently.
She's asleep, isn't she?
Well, she's at home, but she's not holding court.
Um,
And the guards very solemnly and very respectfully say, "I'm afraid, despite her wishes to be ever available to the heroes of the Thundercrest Isles."
there's limitations.
Yes.
Sure. Fine. We'll go back to the ship.
Can we sleep here?
That'd be
I
nice.
don't know if I can make it.
We have plenty of rooms upstairs.
I'll help you get there.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Cool. Roll an athletics check for me. So it's the D20 again. It's that same dice. And then in your skills box, it'll probably be the
Plus
first
6.
one.
It's fourth.
Whatever you roll,
Oh,
add
fourth
6 to it.
Oh, yeah, acrobatics is the first one, isn't it?
7.
Oh
7.
no, it's a critical fail though.
So,
Oh, wait, no, 8.
Xena,
If you roll
you're
a 1,
confident that
you
you'll
don't
be
add
able to
anything
help.
it, It's just a straight 1.
You're confident to be able to help Galbert, but you fail magnificently. How do you fail? Why do you fail?
I lose my footing on a crack in the pavement and
Oh wow.
trip and fall flat on my face.
And the two of you just start rolling backwards
Yes.
down the hill as you've both gone for a massive spill backwards.
Oh, guys, we have.
And
We're
Galbert,
fine!
Galbert, you you
That's
really
my
felt that.
nose.
Yeah.
That's my head. Ow.
So I'm the only responsible one in the
You're the
group?
only, yeah,
Right,
the
okay.
hustler is the only one who's not drunk right now.
Can I leave them outside and go and find myself a room?
Absolutely,
and come back
yeah.
For them later? Because I'm sick of them.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. You head your way into this beautiful ovoid white stone palace and wind your way through the corridors heading up. And eventually you find some wonderful chambers. Just doesn't seem to have anybody sleeping in them. And you think to yourself, this will do nicely.
Can I
you
ask the guard to take me to a room?
Absolutely. The guards lead you up towards the same place, and Portia, about half an hour later, you hear Galbert's drunken singing outside.
Never poke a sleeping owlbear. Never go into its cave.
Galbert, it's not the
If
time.
you poke a sleeping owlbear, you'll find yourself in a grave.
He's singing an old fairy tale that you, an old children's rhyme that you remember from way, way, way back when. And the four of you sleep it off, and you wake up in the morning.
Long rest, yay.
Yeah, you can have a long rest. Absolutely, these usually happen off camera. Mechanically, for the two of you, long rests restore all your hit points and your abilities. But since you guys have managed to avoid combat with anything,
I used a lot of spell points trying to mess up Sanguine earlier, which is the only reason I drank any wine today.
yeah, you really needed that drink, didn't you?
There was an acid splash and then a counter spell, and it's just silly.
And you are informed that Abelzim will meet you over breakfast down in her private room.
I go to.
You're led down there, and you're open. The aesthetic of this palace couldn't be more different from her sister's. Here, everything is very pale. It's not even pastel. It's like really pale whites and silvers and greys and blues. And Abelzim is there dressed in this incredibly thin-looking, incredibly comfortable-looking blue sort of kimono-style dress. However, despite the fact that it falls very tastefully and it's very thin, you can't see through it whatsoever. It seems to be this very expensive fabric here. And she's sat there slowly picking on a fish smorgasbord in front of her on the table. And she goes, my friends,
Good
come,
morning.
sit. Once again, I welcome you. And it's always lovely to see new faces from the Spirit of the Horizon. Who are you?
Portia.
Portia. Welcome. Sit, eat. Xena, you are most welcome. I trust you bring good news of my sister.
Are you alright,
Galbert, what's happened to you?
I overindulged last night, Your Majesty. I'm sorry if I woke you up with my singing.
Did you attend one of my sister's parties?
We stayed for a couple of rounds of bowls.
Yes, she does like to...
Portia, she is good. She is so good at bowls.
Oh, are you? We must arrange a tournament if you want.
I'll give you a game, Your Majesty.
Not right now, I'm having breakfast, but
And I'm gonna start.
I
eating
will.
it. I'm gonna
I
start
will
eating
take
a
you
couple
up on
of
that
bits.
later.
I'm gonna start eating a couple of bits, presumably because we're being off.
I presume since you were engaging in revelry, you have good news about my sister's condition and the Nif.
So there is a Nif there
Where?
in Greenglade, but she is not a follower of Gask. She's a follower of the Snake Mother, who does not like sacrificing or killing queens. So,
Well, that's a good start.
yeah.
She still has a millennia of prejudice to work against.
And she is fully aware of that, which is why she's operating with discretion.
Why is she here?
She's escaping persecution from her island.
A political refugee.
Hmm.
Well, that complicates things somewhat.
We didn't want to go in all guns blazing. What are guns? All guns blazing.
You have guns.
Yeah, that's true. All guns blazing. We do.
No, you'd call them guns.
Yeah. And it proved well. She seemed very keen to be working at peace and just observing her religion without any ill effects on anyone else.
Well, good. Will she stop defacing our monuments?
She did not have any idea. She has some followers. She did not have any idea they were defacing monuments, and they are going to stop now.
Good. I shall furnish you with the reward that I promised you. I believe it was 5,000 gold.
That would be much appreciated.
In a chest. What are your plans from here on?
We are actually.
We have a festival coming up.
Ooh.
If you would like to stay, unless you're busy.
We've made a
We
promise
did make a promise.
to Nanook. What was it?
Nanook.
Nanook. I was right the first time. Nanook. We've made a promise to her to go and try and bring an end to the violence and bloodshed in her homeland.
Nagar.
Hmm.
You plan to travel to Nagar?
Is that ill-advised?
Oh, that sounds like.
Ill-advised is an understatement. No expedition to Nagar has taken sail from these shores for 500 years.
Ah.
But, having seen the work that you do, I trust that if anyone can bring peace to Nagar, it will be the Spirit of the Horizon and her crew. If you wish for me and my sister to fund this expedition, we can.
That would be most appreciated.
How's the production of our special powder coming along?
Very well. Your ship has been furnished with the finished results.
Excellent.
I thank you for taking them off my shores. I don't need anything that dangerous hanging around with the barons of Port Trouble.
He wouldn't want them to have it either.
Now, as I said with Rawstel, what I have to gain out of this is potential new trade routes.
Absolutely.
It will take a long time to build up the populace's confidence to buy products from Nagar, but the islands surrounding have always been out of our reach because of the Nif navy that surround Nagar. If there is any way of restoring peace to the area, dispelling the chaos that surrounds those islands, we would be most grateful of the new trade routes. Go in our name. And may Zimian bring you luck.
Thank you.
Anyway, there's some salmon and some breads, some cheese over there.
Cheese.
Can we get some more water in here? I presume you don't want any hair of the owlbear that bit you.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I go find a plant to throw up in.
Roll a stealth check.
I am Shadow.
You very, very discreetly throw up in a pot plant. Oh, dude, we didn't need the mime. Is there anything else that you would like to ask the Queen, or any other conversation you would like to have?
There is potentially already beginnings of trade. Our investigations led us to a merchant's house who appeared to already be trading with them.
Really?
Yes, what was his name? What was his name?
I didn't write it down.
This is why you take notes.
Oh, Une.
Yes,
Yes.
fine, that'll do. It's Une. And he is in Greenglade, you say?
Yes.
He is.
Well, that's upsetting. I would have preferred him to have been in Luness. But I will reach out to him. Thank you for letting me know, Galbert. You are, as always, a loyal servant.
You're always welcome. I'm gonna go. I don't feel particularly well.
You don't look particularly well, no.
Shall we get you to a cleric?
Oh, that would be delightful.
Thank you for your hospitality once again, Majesty.
Go in peace.
Okay, we'll head back to
The ship.
Okay, and as you walk down to the harbour, you see the Spirit of the Horizon is being loaded up with a beautiful, a painted, very light blue chest being carried on by two members of the guards. And the captain is watching it come on, going, good, yes, over there, please. Yeah, just downstairs. And you spot a number of the crew have been drinking in the pub nearby, the Grumpy Sariki, I believe it was called. And yeah, there we go. I didn't come up with that name.
Was
the
it
Grumpy,
Chaz?
no, the Grumpy Sariki. It was, and indeed, they are somewhat drunk. They're enjoying themselves. There is an air of wonder and happiness and generally just light-heartedness. For the first time on the ship, you feel like the crew, for the first time since you set off from Sirica over a month ago, you feel like the crew is coming together in happiness.
That's nice.
It is nice to see them enjoying themselves. We shouldn't tell them that we're going to an island full of snake people just yet.
We'll have to tell Captain Golan. And
Oh
Renora,
yeah, for sure.
but-
We'll tell the captain.
And we'll have to tell him and Master Gwen.
What are you telling me? Wait, what are you telling me? And he's come down off of the gangplank and he's walked over to... He was walking over to you anyway, but he's like, he hears his name being said.
I'm going to psychically message him and go, we have a new mission.
And he whispers back, of course we do. Where are we going now? Where does the Queen send us today?
That's something we should probably discuss in your quarters.
Sure. And you go up to the captain's quarters, and the crew are completely unaware of the horrors that await them on Nagar and the troubles that lie ahead. Enjoy the rest of the day drinking in revelry as the Spirit of the Horizon sets sail that night, ready and waiting for their next challenge on the island of the Nif. And that is where we're going to leave this particular hour and this session of Adventurers Wanted. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you for playing. We'll hand back over to Chloe, who's our stage manager, to do the outro spiel.
Cool, yes, thank you for coming, thank you for playing, thank you for Twitch guys for watching. We are streaming all this on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted if you want to check in. We're also live tweeting it on @Adventurers250. We're here from 10 AM to 3 PM and 5 PM to 10 PM every day of the Fringe. I think there's all of the fundamental things, and these guys are just going to plug a couple of friends of the shows.
Yes.
Also on at the Fringe.
Do you want to go first, Leo?
Do I? My good friends Katie and Jay together, they're the next best thing, and their sketch show How to Be Good at Everything is an incredible surreal seminar on coming to terms that you can't be good at everything, basically.
No, they teach you how to be good at everything.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned every time I've been there.
It's actually what happens.
Right, and I would like to plug friend of the show, Florence Schechter's show, Agony Uncles of Science at Barbados in room 6 at 9:15 every night. It's part of the Free Fringe, where they solve your problems with science. Could be any problem. The science
be
that's
any
applied
science.
might not be relevant.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
It is. No, it's a very good show as well.
Very funny.
Cool. We've now got to get out so that Avocado can come in for their little slot this afternoon. So thank you once again for coming along and have a lovely day.
Woo!
Thanks for coming to play.
Yeah, thank you. I
Very
hope
much.
you enjoyed that.
Every day.